Would you look at that? I know how to use the laptop. Get in. Oh, it hasn't come up yet. Hi, my name's Lee Johnston. I'm going to take you for a lap of the Northwest 200. I don't really know the names of all the corners too well, so we've got a little iPad set up here with a little reminder for each part, but we've got a lap, one of my onboard laps from 2016, so we're going to have a look and talk you around. This is actually the Super Sport race, so we're on the Triumph. Yeah, so reasonable start from the third row of the grid. First corner's fourth gear, back to third. Obviously Seeley's there just in front on the Seiko Suzuki. Over this crest here, everything gets a little bit lively, especially on the Superbike. Really hard on the brakes now down into York hairpin. Yeah, so coming out of York here, really hard on the gas. Obviously the first lap, you want to be careful with cold tyres. There's a little bit of bump right out to the curb. Same sort of thing, there's no real point in diving up the inside in the middle road roundabout because you've got such a long straight now coming out. It's much easier and less risk involved to get a pass on the slipstream, obviously if your bike's quick enough, especially in the Super Sport race. So absolutely hard on the gas out of there, flat out through this right kink. Listen to the thing scream, and this is only a 3-cylinder. Over the crest, bike gets a bit lively, not too bad on a Super Sport bike, but this is absolutely flat out in a 600, 6th gear. Here we're just coming up behind behind Bruce Anstey. There's a little road crossing here, the road flattens out and then drops off. You'll notice you have to try and stay to the left all the time, but obviously when you want to pass, you have to go over to the right. The bike gets lively, and especially if there's a crosswind. A lot of the Northwest depends on which way the wind's blowing, obviously for gearing and everything as well, but yeah, the bike's pretty stable there. It's a nice day and the sun's out and stuff, so it looks pretty good. Really hard on the brakes here again. Straight back to first gear. Anstey's just passed us up the inside. He's 20 years older and he's just mugged me. Same, second, third. Here we go into Ballysally roundabout. It's always a big crowd here. Look, lining the fence right round. Sort of a really long corner, and you feel like you're going steady around it, but there's more to be lost than gained really. It's getting out, you need to be really hard on the gas, second gear, and we're straight back up to 6th gear down this straight, and it's another really hard braking marker as we come to this chicane. Obviously this corner used to be flat out, but now there's this back to first gear chicane. It's quite bumpy here. It's probably one of the bumpiest parts of the track. And there's a big bump just after the braking marker, so you have to sort of release the brake a little bit, just let the bike steady off, and it's really tight back to, feels like you could just step off the bike. Same again, hard on the gas. I think with the speed of the bikes now, we still end up at the next Metropole chicane at the same speed anyway, so it doesn't really make a whole pile of difference. Up over this crest, the front wheel comes light, especially on the Superbike. You're on the rear brake, just trying to calm it down. Really hard for your braking marker. Last minute to try and get into the chicane, straight back to second gear, tip it in. It's sort of blind till you get right to it. I've just hit the curb there, right over the top. Straight back up to 6th gear again, and now down into Metropole. Same thing again, you go over a bit of a crest here and the bike's light and the braking's right at the bottom of the hill, so that it's already getting loaded, and then you're really hard on the brake. So our Seeley's just come around the outside of us, but you can see on the ground there's quite a lot of manholes and stuff to worry about, especially when it's wet. Right out to the outside. Oh, you only had a little high side there. Big bump here just as you change gear as well, upsets the bike. Staying in second gear. Second to third to fourth. This is a really tricky part of the track. You could take it flat out if it was flat, but there's just a little bit of bump and stuff in it, so you have to roll off and ride the bike through just to settle the bike. Now up over Black Hill, back to third gear. This is my favourite part of the track. Hard on the gas now. Third, fourth, fifth. And sometimes, depending on the gear and which bike you're on, you can just kiss the limiter in fifth, or some bikes you have to change to sixth, but then we'll straight back down to second gear for Juniper Hill. Straight back down to second gear now for Juniper Hill chicane. This is probably the most important chicane on the last lap, because it's pretty much your last place that you can pass to win the race. And Yeah, so it's normally a do or die move, and there's always a bit of room in the chicane if you do run someone wide, where I've ended up a few times myself. But and then the last corner, as you see, it's completely blind now. You're trying to tip in, you're looking, and you're in the corner for so much longer than you actually even know the apex. So that's just all track knowledge, and over the start and finish line for the last chicane, and that's a lap of the Northwest 200. Yeah, this is the RST knee slider that they've done for me and the charity, and I'll be wearing them, and I think Alex Lowe's will be as well in World Superbike. So yeah, they're available from today, and obviously the money raised goes to the charity and stuff. So I think it's a really nice thing that RST have done for both me and the charity, and I'm really happy. So if anybody would like to purchase one, they can get them on the RST website.